gives us the opportunity to define the very purpose of birth itself, the very purpose of life itself, something that you do not get to do in any of the other janmas, something that you do not get to do that in any other birth. This is the birth that helps us define the purpose of creation itself, which, as we already saw, is to realize God, is to attain mukti, is to attain liberation. And that opportunity is given to us only in this birth, which is why Jantunam Narajanma Durlabham. That is the beauty of the whole thing, because, say, today, Lord Devendra, the king of the Devas, decides that, and he goes up to God and says, God, I've had enough of this job. I want to quit and I want to attain moksha. That option is not even open to him. He has to be there. He has to hold his seat as long as creation goes, because he does not enjoy the liberty that we have, which is to be able to realize God in this birth and to get out of the cycle, of births and deaths. So that opportunity is given only to the human being, which is why we are special. And the very fact that we are special and that human birth is special itself also puts a great sense of responsibility upon us. We should realize the value of that human birth and use it to attain that purpose for which we came in the first place. This age that we live in today has been described by our scriptures as the Kali Yuga. There are 4 yugas, as many of us may already know. First, there is the Krita Yuga, then there is the Treta Yuga, then there is the Dwapara Yuga, and the age that we live in today is Kali Yuga, the 4th Yuga. While describing this Yuga, our scriptures, the Puranas, they paint a very scary picture. This Yuga, when they talk about it, they say that this Yuga will be full of adharma. Righteousness and truthfulness will be found only in dictionaries. They say, you will not find it in the real world. And there will be violence everywhere. There will be sorrow everywhere. They talk about all of this. All of this has been described in our scriptures and our Puranas that were written thousands of years ago. And we need not even go all the way up to the Puranas to know this, because all we need to do is pick up the morning newspaper. Or just look at the TV news. We know that. We are seeing it right before our eyes. The reality, it's staring at us. There's so much violence. Even in the past few decades that we got to witness, we seem to feel that there is an acceleration in the rate in which all of this is happening. The deterioration seems to be happening a lot faster now. We read and hear and see about all these violent acts. We see all these natural calamities occurring in different parts of the world. This has been described in these Puranas. And there is a Purana which is known as the Bhavishya Purana. The word Bhavishya means future. This Purana talks about the future. It describes how future is going to be. And this Purana was written thousands of years ago, not recently. And in that Purana, many facts have been mentioned. A lot of which we probably don't want to hear right now, because it's going to be very discouraging to know all that. But it says that in this age, in Kali Yuga, the Deepa, the light, as it was called then, would all hang upside down, they said. See, just picture this thought thousands of years ago, not in today's context. A Deepa, a lamp, was led to the flame, and flame can never point downwards, can it? And imagine when somebody wrote this at that point of time, this would have been the most absurd thing to say. To say that the lamp would hang upside down. But it's written. And are we not seeing it today? All the lamps in Kali Yuga are hanging upside down. All the bulbs are hanging upside down. The reason I'm pointing this as a point of interest is that such was the accuracy with which these sages were able to predict how things were going to be, to the point where they told you that the lights in Kali Yuga are going to hang upside down, and we're seeing it, which automatically increases our faith in all the other things that they were said, which is of more significance to us, they said all the Punya Nadis, the rivers, the holy rivers would begin to go dry. We are seeing it in India. Most of the rivers are going dry today. We are seeing it all over the world in many countries. And in that they finally go on to say that this yuga will be full of adharma. Such kind of violent acts and disturbances will be seen very, very commonly in this yuga. It has been said. It scares us when we read such things, and we feel a great sense of fear, and we feel demotivated when we read all this. That's really what happens when you read such things. Better not to read such things, actually. In Srimad Bhagavatam, while describing this age, there is a very beautiful shloka that says, Prayena alpa yushas sabya kala asmin yuge